Once upon a time in the land of Umuchukwu, there lived a prince named Abaeze. He was a very good prince and everyone loved him because he always played with everyone, both the rich and the poor.
Prince Abaeze was going round the kingdom one day and suddenly his eyes caught something very beautiful. It was a beautiful damsel who was selling flowers in the market. He stayed at her place and stared at her in total admiration as she happily sold her flowers. Prince Abaeze couldn't get his mind off the beautiful lady as he sat in his room thinking about her. He went to her shop often pretending to get some flowers and gradually they became friends. Every single day, the princess and the girl named Ebele were always seen together talking and laughing until they fell in love with each other. Even the villagers knew something was going on between the two of them, but they couldn't believe the prince would stoop so low to falling in love with a commoner who sold flowers.
The king, Prince Abaeze's father, heard of his son and the flower seller. He got very angry and decided to arrange the marriage of the prince and another princess without the prince knowing.
When the prince heard of what his father had done, from his personal bodyguard, he walked to his father angrily to demand an explanation as to why he planned a wedding for him to a total stranger without him knowing. The king yelled at the prince, reminding him of the tradition of the land. The prince would have to marry another princess before he can be made a king. The prince angrily walked out. The day of his arranged marriage came. The princess was looking all pretty in her wedding dress. They were all waiting for Prince Abaeze, but he was nowhere to be found. The king sent his guards to bring him by to his wedding, but they couldn't find him. The king had to apologize to the princess as she cried because she had never been humiliated like that in her entire life.
The princess was very angry. No one dared to treat her that way. In her kingdom everyone feared her, and so she swore to teach Prince Abaeze a very bitter lesson, and she decided to kill everyone he loved, starting from the poor girl he refused to marry her for. The princess called her wicked friend and told her about her cruel plan. Her friend was glad to help. The princess' friend then went to meet an assassin as they planned on how they would kill Ebele, the poor girl. Ebele was going home from the market one evening when some men kidnapped her.
The prince searched for her everywhere. He could not eat nor sleep. The king could not believe his son would be so sad because of a lady of such class, but he got to understand that his son was truly in love, and through his son, he could understand what true love was.
There was the love of his life, tied up in a secluded place in an uncompleted building. She was so scared that she cried, praying help would find her.
Just as she was praying for help, a man walked in with a mask on. He bent down to look at her closely, and just then the man recognized Ebele. He couldn't believe his eyes. Is this Ebele? He looked closely and truly it was her. She was the nice stranger who had helped him when robbers attacked him and beat him till he was almost dead. They took everything he had. Ebele saw him almost dead and took him to the hospital. She took care of him, brought him food thrice a day and paid for all his medical bills till he got better and was discharged. The kidnapper quickly untied Ebele and took her to the prince. He confessed everything that happened. He also told the prince that it was the princess that sent him to do what he did. The king and the prince could not believe their ears. How could the princess be that wicked? The king felt bad for almost making his son to get married to a mini devil, but she looked very innocent on the outside.
They sent for the princess, and she couldn't lie because she had been caught red-handed, and so she was sentenced to prison.
Finally, the prince was able to marry the love of his life, and this time he had the full support of his father. The marriage ceremony was a grand one, and the newly wedded couples were looking so happy and satisfied as they looked at the crowd that graced their wedding.
Few years later, they were blessed with beautiful children, a boy and a girl.
Years passed, and the story of Prince Abaeze and Ebele was told to generations, reminding everyone of the power of true love and the importance of staying true to oneself. And so, the kingdom thrived under the reign of the wise and loving rulers, Prince Abaeze and Ebele. Their legacy lived on, inspiring future generations.
Their story teaches us that true love and integrity are the foundations of a happy and prosperous life. Be good to people because you might need them one day. Thank you for watching The Prince and the Wicked Princess. Please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories.